The Floating Gardens of Dreams, a 5-chapter bedtime story for peaceful sleep. Chapter 1. The Morning Mist on Lake Texcoco. You wake to the gentle lapping of water against your wooden canoe. The morning mist rises from Lake Texcoco like whispered prayers to Tlaloc, the rain god. Your canoe rocks softly, back and forth, in the quiet rhythm that has soothed countless generations before you. The air is cool and fresh, carrying the sweet scent of water lilies and the earthy fragrance of wet soil. You breathe deeply, feeling the mist kiss your skin with tiny droplets of dew. The world around you is painted in soft greys and gentle blues, like a watercolor dream slowly coming to life. Your paddle rests across your lap. Smooth cedar wood, worn soft by countless hands. You run your fingers along its polished surface, feeling the gentle grooves carved by years of faithful service. The wood is warm, absorbing the first tentative rays of sunlight that pierce through the morning clouds. In the distance, you hear the soft calls of herons beginning their daily hunt. Their voices echo across the vast lake like ancient songs. You listen, letting the peaceful sounds wash over you like a warm blanket. The water beneath your rectangular patches. These artificial islands seem to float on the water like green carpets, each one carefully tended by families who have worked this land for generations. The gardens are separated by narrow canals, creating a maze of waterways that wind through the agricultural wonder of your world. The mist begins to lift slowly, revealing the intricate network of raised beds. You can see the dark, rich soil piled high on each chinampa. This fertile earth was carefully layered, mixing lake mud with decaying vegetation and human waste to create the most nourishing growing medium. The ancient knowledge of your people, passed down through countless seasons, shows in every perfectly maintained garden. Willow trees stand like gentle guardians along the edges of many chinampas. Their long, drooping branches trail in the water, creating natural barriers and windbreaks. The roots of these trees, ahuehuete and cypress, help hold the garden islands together. Their presence brings stability, just as sleep brings restoration to your weary body. You dip your fingers into the cool lake water, feeling its silky texture. This water has traveled from distant mountains, carrying minerals and life, nourishing everything it touches. The Aztec people understood water as sacred, as the blood of the earth, flowing through all living things, connecting every creature in an endless cycle of life and renewal. A gentle breeze stirs the surface of the lake, creating tiny ripples that catch the growing light. The movement is hypnotic, like breathing in and out, in and out. You feel your own breathing slow to match this ancient rhythm. Your shoulders relax, your jaw unclenches, and a deep sense of peace settles over you like morning dew. The sounds around you are soft and natural. Water laps against your canoe. Reeds whisper in the breeze. Somewhere a duck calls to its mate. These gentle sounds blend together, creating nature's own lullaby. You close your eyes and listen, letting each sound carry you deeper into tranquility. Your eyelids grow heavy, like flower petals weighted with morning moisture. The mist continues to rise around you, soft and white, wrapping you in its gentle embrace. You drift, feeling perfectly safe in your small wooden vessel. The lake rocks you back and forth, like a parent soothing a sleeping child. You sink deeper into peaceful rest as the morning sun climbs slowly through the mist of Lake Texcoco. Chapter 2: The Garden of Jade and Gold. You drift peacefully through the narrow canal, your canoe gliding silently between the floating gardens. The morning mist has mostly lifted now, revealing the true beauty of the chinampas around you. Each garden is a masterpiece of careful cultivation, a testament to the wisdom of your ancestors who learned to make the lake itself bloom with life. To your left, a chinampa stretches nearly 200 feet in length, its surface a tapestry of green growing things. You can see neat rows of maize stalks, their leaves rustling softly in the gentle breeze. These corn plants are sacred, the flesh of humanity, according to ancient stories. Their golden kernels will feed families through the coming seasons, providing the foundation of countless meals. Between the rows of corn, you notice the three sisters growing together in perfect harmony. Maize, beans, and squash, planted according to knowledge thousands of years old. The bean vines climb the corn stalks, their roots adding precious nitrogen to the soil, while the broad squash leaves spread across the ground, holding moisture and preventing weeds. This ancient partnership, like a gentle dance, has sustained your people for generations beyond counting. You guide your canoe closer, breathing in the rich scent of earth and growing things. The soil on these floating gardens is darker than any land-based field, enriched by centuries of careful composting. Lake weeds, food scraps, and organic matter have been layered season after season, creating earth so fertile it seems to pulse with life. A farmer works quietly in one garden, an elderly woman with silver-streaked hair. She moves slowly, methodically, tending to young tomato plants with the patience of someone who understands that all good things grow in their own time. Her movements are like meditation, each gesture purposeful yet unhurried. She barely glances at your passing canoe, lost in the peaceful rhythm of her work. The tomatoes, tomatal in the ancient language, grow in neat mounds. Their green fruits catch the morning light like small lanterns. These plants, unknown to the distant world beyond the great waters, thrive in this perfect environment. Soon their fruits will ripen too, brilliant red, adding colour and flavour to countless meals. The woman tends them with hands that know exactly how much water, how much care each plant requires. You notice chia plants growing in another section of the garden. Their tiny white and purple flowers, barely visible from your distance. These small seeds, no bigger than poppy seeds, hold incredible power, providing energy and endurance to runners who carry messages across vast distances. The knowledge of their cultivation, like so many secrets of this land, has been carefully preserved and passed down through generations of patient farmers. Drifting further, you see rows of amaranth, huatli, their dramatic red and gold plumes, swaying gently in the breeze. These plants serve double purpose. Their seeds ground into flour for sacred ceremonies. Their leaves harvested as nutritious greens. The morning sun makes their colourful flowers glow like tiny flames. Beautiful and practical. Like so much in this carefully balanced world. The canal carries you past beds of chili peppers. Hundreds of varieties growing in the rich soil. Some plants bear tiny fruits no bigger than your fingernail. Others produce long, curved peppers that will be dried and ground into powder. The capsaicin within these fruits, unknown to most of the world, adds fire and flavor to food, while also serving as medicine for various ailments. Water flows constantly through the irrigation channels, a network of carefully dug ditches that brings fresh lake water to every plant. This water, filtered through sand and reeds, provides exactly the right amount of moisture. Never too much, never too little. The ancient engineers who designed this system understood water like poets understand words, using it with perfect precision and grace. Your canoe rocks gently as you pause to watch. The entire scene before you is like a living painting. Green plants growing from dark earth, silver water reflecting blue sky, the golden morning light touching everything with warmth. You breathe deeply, taking in the peaceful abundance, feeling your own body relax into the gentle rhythm of growth and cultivation that surrounds you. A butterfly lands briefly on the edge of your canoe. Its wings a brilliant orange marked with black. It rests for just a moment, as if blessing your journey, then flutters away toward a patch of flowering beans. Even the insects here seem to move with purpose and peace, part of the greater harmony that makes these floating gardens possible. The water beneath your canoe is clear and cool. Small fish dart between the underwater roots of the willows. Their silver bodies flash in the dappled sunlight, creating tiny miracles of movement and light. Everything here is connected. Water, earth, plants, creatures, all part of one great living system, working together in perfect balance. Your breathing slows, matching the gentle rhythm of water against wood, of leaves rustling, of life growing. The morning sun warms your back as you drift, your canoe rocking softly, back and forth. The peaceful sounds of the floating gardens, water lapping, birds calling, plants whispering in the breeze, create nature's own lullaby. Your eyelids grow heavy, weighted with the golden peace of this ancient place, and you drift deeper into the serene embrace of the morning light on Lake Texcoco. Chapter 3. The Temple of Floating Flowers. Your canoe drifts toward a larger chinampa, one devoted entirely to flowers. As you approach, the air becomes rich with the most beautiful fragrances. Marigolds, Sempoal Xochitl, spread across the garden in waves of gold and orange, their petals glowing like tiny suns in the gentle morning light. These flowers, sacred to your people, will later be woven into garlands for ceremonies. Their bright colours celebrating life and honouring those who have passed to the next world. You guide your wooden vessel to a small dock made of woven reeds. The structure sways gently under your weight as you step out. It holds you safely. Your bare feet touch the soft earth of the flower garden, and immediately you feel connected to this floating island, as if the earth itself welcomes you home. The soil is warm, despite the cool morning air, heated by countless tiny roots and the constant work of earthworms and beneficial insects. Walking slowly along the narrow paths between flower beds, you see gardeners working with the same patient rhythm you observed earlier. A young man tends roses, Castilian roses that were brought from distant lands and adapted to grow in these floating gardens. He moves from plant to plant, removing spent blooms, his hands gentle and sure. Each flower he tends seems to glow more brightly, as if responding to his careful attention. The paths beneath your feet are made of crushed pottery and shells, materials that drain well but feel soft underfoot. As you walk, your steps make almost no sound, allowing you to move through this flowering paradise like a gentle spirit. The crushed shells, collected from the lake bottom, provide calcium to the soil, while the pottery shards improve drainage. Nothing here is wasted. Everything serves multiple purposes in the great cycle of growth and renewal. You pause beside a bed of morning glories, their trumpet-shaped flowers just beginning to open in the strengthening sun. The blooms are deep purple and blue, colours so rich they seem to hold pieces of the sky. These flowers, Tlitliltsin, will open fully as the day progresses, then close again as evening approaches. Their daily cycle of opening and closing, like breathing, like sleeping and waking, mirrors the natural rhythms that govern all life. Nearby, beds of 4 o'clock flowers await the afternoon. Their buds remain tightly closed now, but later, as the sun begins its descent, they will burst open in brilliant pink and yellow, filling the evening air with sweet perfume. These flowers understand timing, patience, the wisdom of waiting for exactly the right moment. Their example is like a meditation on the virtue of allowing things to unfold naturally. A small shrine stands at the center of the flower garden, built from carefully fitted stones and decorated with fresh blooms. Clay incense burners, shaped like butterflies and hummingbirds, release thin streams of copal smoke into the butterflies emerging from cocoons. These images, created by skilled artisans, remind all who rest here of life's constant cycles. Death leading to rebirth, seeds growing into plants, flowers becoming fruit. The stone beneath you holds the warmth of countless other visitors, pilgrims, gardeners, dreamers who came seeking peace. Before you stretches a bed of vanilla orchids, rare and precious flowers that climb wooden trellises. Their blooms are small, almost modest, but their fragrance is extraordinary, sweet and complex. These orchids, Chilsatil, produce pods that can be carefully harvested and cured, creating one of the most valued flavoring agents in the world. The process requires patience, knowledge, and careful timing. Skills that your people have perfected over many generations. Water channels wind through the flower garden like veins carrying life. Small wooden bridges, each one carved from a single piece of cedar, span the channels at regular intervals. As you walk across one bridge, you pause to look down at the clear water flowing beneath. Lily pads float on the surface, their white flowers just beginning to open. The water moves slowly, almost imperceptibly, but you can see its gentle current carrying flower petals, bits of pollen, tiny gifts from the garden to the greater lake. A hummingbird appears, hovering near a cluster of red cardinal flowers. Its wings beat so fast they blur, creating the softest humming sound. Like a tiny motor of pure joy, the bird's throat glows emerald in the sunlight, and for a moment, you and this miraculous creature simply regard each other. Two beings sharing this perfect morning, this floating island of beauty and peace. The hummingbird, Huitzilin, in the old language, visits flower after flower, carrying pollen, facilitating the ancient dance of reproduction and renewal that keeps the garden blooming. The morning light grows stronger, but remains gentle, filtering through clouds that drift overhead like soft white ships. The temperature is perfect, not too warm, not too cool, just right for sitting quietly, for breathing deeply, for letting your mind settle into the peaceful rhythm of this place. You can feel your heartbeat slowing, your muscles relaxing, your thoughts becoming as calm and clear as the water that surrounds this floating paradise. Butterflies dance among the flowers, orange monarchs, yellow sulphurs, tiny blue skippers. Their flight patterns seem random, but are actually purposeful, each butterfly following scent trails and visual cues that lead to the nectar it seeks, like dreams. Their movements follow a logic deeper than conscious thought, guiding them exactly where they need to go. You watch their gentle dance, feeling your own consciousness becoming lighter, more fluid, more at peace. The fragrance of hundreds of different flowers blends into a perfume more complex than any earthly incense. Jasmine, rose, marigold, each scent distinct, yet harmonizing with all the others. You breathe deeply, letting this natural aromatherapy fill your lungs, your bloodstream, your very cells. The flowers seem to breathe with you, their petals opening wider with each inhalation, releasing more of their precious essence into the warming air. Your eyelids grow heavy, weighted with flower-scented peace. The gentle sounds around you, bees humming, water flowing, petals rustling in the soft breeze, blend into nature's own lullaby. You rest against the warm stone of the bench, feeling completely safe, completely at peace, surrounded by beauty and life and the ancient. Wisdom of those who learn to make flowers bloom on water. Your breathing slows, your body relaxes, and you drift like a flower petal on the gentle current into deep, restful, flower-scented dreams. Chapter 4: The Kitchen of Earth and Water. You awaken gently from your flower-scented rest, the sun now higher, casting dancing patterns of light and shadow through the garden. Your body feels refreshed, peaceful, ready to continue your journey through this floating world. You return to your canoe, settling into its familiar embrace, and push off from the dock with your smooth cedar paddle. The water accepts your craft with barely a ripple, as if welcoming an old friend. Your canoe glides silently toward another chinampa, this one devoted to the cultivation of food plants. As you approach, you can hear the soft sounds of daily life, water being poured, grinding stones working, voices speaking in gentle tones. This floating island serves as both farm and kitchen, where families prepare the meals that have nourished your people for countless generations. A woman kneels beside a metate, a large grinding stone made of volcanic rock. Her movements are rhythmic, meditative, as she grinds corn kernels into masa, the foundation of countless meals. The sound of stone against stone creates a gentle percussion, like a heartbeat, or like rain on a thatched roof. She works, without hurry, each motion practiced and sure, her hands knowing exactly how much pressure to apply, how fast to move, how to transform hard kernels into soft flour. The corn she grinds was harvested from the very gardens you passed earlier. Kernels of many colours, white, yellow, red, deep purple. Each variety with its own flavour, its own purpose. The white corn makes the finest tortillas, smooth and pale as moon silk. The yellow corn provides sweetness and richness, while the red and purple varieties add colour and deeper flavours to special dishes prepared for ceremonies and celebrations. Near the metate, clay pots of various sizes hold different stages of food preparation. One pot contains corn, kernels soaking in lime water, a process called nixtamalization that makes the nutrients more available and the corn easier to grind. Another pot holds beans, tepary beans, and runner beans, and lima beans, simmering slowly over a low fire. The cooking process releases their earthy fragrance into the morning air, a scent that speaks of comfort, nourishment, home. You notice a comal, a large flat griddle made of smooth clay, positioned over glowing coals. On its surface, tortillas cook with the softest hissing sound, the masa transforming from pale dough to golden bread. Small bubbles form and pop on the surface of each tortilla, and the woman tending them flips each one with practiced fingers, never hurrying, timing each turn by sound and intuition rather than by sight. Children play quietly nearby, their games simple and peaceful. One little girl makes tiny tortillas from leftover masa, patting the dough between her palms, exactly as she has watched the adults do. Her tortillas are uneven, imperfect, but she works with the same serious concentration as her elders, learning through imitation the skills she will need throughout her life. Her movements are already developing the rhythm, the patience that characterizes all work in this floating world. A grandmother sits in the shade of a willow tree, her hair white as cotton, her hands moving constantly as she prepares vegetables for the day's meals. She removes the outer husks from tomatillos, revealing the smooth green fruits beneath. These small tomatoes, relatives of the larger red ones, but with their own unique tart flavour, will be ground into sauces that add brightness and acidity to many dishes. Beside her, baskets hold chili peppers of many varieties. Some are small and fiercely hot, others large and mild, perfect for stuffing with cheese or masa. The grandmother's hands move among them with the confidence of someone who has handled thousands of these peppers, who knows by sight and touch exactly how much heat each one contains. Her selection for each dish is like an artist choosing colors for a painting. Each choice deliberate and perfect. Steam rises from clay pots where tamales cook, wrapped in corn husks and suspended over simmering water. These packets contain masa, mixed with beans or vegetables, sometimes small pieces of turkey or fish. The corn husks protect the delicate masa while it steams, and also add their own subtle flavor. When finished, each tamal will be a complete meal, perfectly portable, completely biodegradable. The husks returning to Earth to nourish the next generation of corn plants. The kitchen area is organized with the same attention to harmony you noticed in the gardens. Every tool has its place, every ingredient its purpose. Clay pots are arranged by size, grinding stones clean and ready for use. Baskets hold fresh vegetables sorted by type and ripeness. Everything needed for nourishment is present, but nothing is wasted. Nothing is excessive. The abundance here comes from wisdom, from understanding exactly what is needed and providing exactly that much, no more, no less. Water flows constantly through shallow channels that run along the edges of the kitchen area. This water, filtered through sand and charcoal, provides fresh drinking water and water for cooking. It also helps keep the work area cool, its gentle sound adding to the peaceful atmosphere. The channels are lined with smooth stones, and small fish swim in the deeper sections, their silver bodies flashing in the dappled sunlight, cleaning the water as they feed. Another example of the interconnected systems that make this floating world possible. You watch as a young man tends a small fire under a pot of chocolate. The cacao beans, brought from tropical forests far to the south, have been roasted and ground into paste. Now, honey and vanilla are being added, creating a drink fit for nobles. The chocolate is whisked with a wooden molinillo until it foams. The foam itself considered the most precious part of the drink. The process requires skill, patience, understanding of temperature and timing. The rich aroma rises from the pot, complex and intoxicating, a fragrance that speaks of celebration and sacred ceremony. Near the chocolate maker, another person grinds cacao beans with chili peppers, creating a spicy paste that will be shaped into cakes and stored for later use. This combination, chocolate and chili, might seem strange to distant peoples, but here it is traditional. The heat of the peppers enhancing the rich complexity of the cacao, together creating flavors more wonderful than either could achieve alone. Like the three sisters in the garden, they are better together than apart. The sounds of food preparation blend into a gentle symphony. Water bubbling, corn grinding, steam hissing, children laughing, voices murmuring in conversation. These are the sounds of life continuing, of traditions being passed down, of families caring for each other. The rhythm is peaceful, unhurried, shaped by the needs of nutrition and the wisdom of generations, rather than by clocks or schedules. Your canoe rocks gently as you observe this scene. The warmth of the sun, the peaceful sounds, the rich aromas of cooking food, all combine to create a deep sense of contentment, of belonging to something larger than yourself. You breathe deeply, taking in the scents of tortillas, chocolate, chili, beans, all blending with the fresh air rising from the lake. Your body relaxes completely, your mind becoming as still as the dark water beneath your canoe. The morning light continues to strengthen, but remains gentle, warming without burning, illuminating without glaring. Perfect light for peaceful work, for quiet contemplation, for letting your thoughts settle like sediment in still water. You close your eyes, listening to the ancient rhythms of food preparation, letting these timeless sounds carry you deeper into tranquility. Your breathing slows, your heartbeat softens, and you drift, like steam rising from a clay pot, into peaceful, nourishing dreams. Chapter 5. The Evening Star's Reflection. The day has grown long and golden, and you find yourself drifting toward the western edge of the floating gardens, where the sun begins its gentle descent toward the mountains that ring the Great Lake. Your canoe moves without effort now, as if the water itself is carrying you toward the perfect place to end this peaceful day. The air has cooled slightly, bringing relief from the warmth of afternoon and carrying new fragrances, the evening perfumes of 4 o'clock flowers, night-blooming cereus, moonflowers preparing to open their white petals to greet the coming darkness. You pass chinampas where farmers are finishing their daily work, gathering the last vegetables, checking water levels in irrigation channels, ensuring that their floating islands are ready for the night. Their movements are unhurried, part of rhythms established over centuries, each task completed with the same careful attention you have observed throughout this magical day. Nothing rushed, nothing forgotten. Everything done with the patience of people who understand that good work takes time. A grandfather teaches his young grandson to identify different plants by touch, running the boy's small fingers over corn leaves, bean pods, squash vines. "Feel how smooth this leaf is," he says softly, "and how this one has tiny hairs." Each plant speaks to your fingers if you listen carefully. The child nods solemnly, absorbing this ancient knowledge, learning to read the garden with his hands, to understand plants as living beings with their own characteristics and needs. Your canoe enters a wider channel, one that leads toward a ceremonial area. Here, several chinampas have been joined together to create a larger island, one dedicated to community gatherings and spiritual practices. Simple structures made of wood and thatch provide shelter from rain and strong sun. But tonight they stand empty, peaceful, waiting for tomorrow's activities. The air here feels especially sacred, blessed by countless prayers, countless moments of community sharing and celebration. A small pyramid, only 30 feet high, stands at the center of this ceremonial island. Built from carefully fitted stones, its steps worn smooth by generations of bare feet. It serves as a place for morning prayers, for evening gratitude, for ceremonies that mark the changing seasons. Tonight, it stands silhouetted against the golden sky, beautiful in its simplicity. Its presence adds dignity to the landscape, reminding all who see it of the connection between earth and sky, between human effort and divine blessing. Copal incense still burns in small clay braziers around the pyramid's base, sending thin streams of fragrant smoke into the evening air. The smoke rises straight up in the still air, carrying prayers and gratitude toward the first stars beginning to appear in the deepening sky. The scent of copal, sweet and mysterious, blends with the natural fragrances of water and growing plants, creating an atmosphere of peace and reverence. You guide your canoe to a small beach, pulling it up onto the sandy shore. Your feet touch the soft earth of this sacred island, and immediately you feel welcomed, blessed, as if the very ground recognizes your peaceful intentions. You walk slowly toward the pyramid, your bare feet silent on the worn stone steps. Each step upward brings a deeper sense of calm, of connection to the countless people who have climbed these same steps, seeking the same peace you seek tonight. From the top of the pyramid, the view is breathtaking. The entire network of floating gardens spreads before you like a green tapestry, woven with silver threads of water. In the distance, the city of Tenochtitlan rises from the lake, its pyramids and palaces catching the last golden light of day. Smoke from thousands of cooking fires creates a gentle haze, softening the outlines of buildings, making the entire scene look like something from a dream. The lake itself stretches to the horizon, its surface perfectly calm, reflecting the sky so perfectly that it's difficult to tell where water ends and heaven begins. Ducks and other waterfowl create gentle wakes as they swim, the only movement in this vast mirror. Their calls echo across the water, soft and peaceful, adding to the evening's gentle soundtrack of settling sounds. Water lapping, reeds whispering, the distant voices of people preparing for night. You sit on the smooth stone at the pyramid's summit, feeling the warmth accumulated during the day radiating up through the rock. This warmth, stored solar energy, continues to comfort even as the air begins to cool. The stone beneath you has witnessed countless sunsets, countless evenings of peace and reflection. Its stability, its permanence, provides a sense of deep security, of connection to something eternal and unchanging. The sun touches the mountains now, beginning its final descent. The sky transforms into a masterpiece of color. Gold, orange, pink, deep purple. The transformation is gradual, like breathing, like the slow deepening of sleep. Each moment brings subtle changes, the light softening, the colors deepening, the entire world settling into the peaceful embrace of evening. You watch without hurry, letting the beauty wash over you like warm water, feeling your own breathing slow to match the rhythm of this natural meditation. A gentle breeze stirs the air, carrying the cooling touch of water, the green scents of growing plants, the flower perfumes of evening bloomers. This breeze feels like a blessing, like the breath of beneficent spirits who watch over the floating gardens, over all who live and work. Here, it touches your skin with the softest caress, ruffling your hair, whispering secrets in the ancient language of wind and water and growing things. Stars begin to appear in the deepening sky. First Venus, the evening star, bright and steady. Then others, pinpricks of silver light scattered across the vast dark canvas. The ancient astronomers of your people could read these stars, could predict the seasons, the best times for planting. The approach of rains. Tonight you need no such knowledge. You simply rest in their beauty, their distant light, their promise that the cosmos continues its ancient dance, that all is well, all is exactly as it should be. The lake has become a perfect mirror, reflecting the stars so clearly that you seem to float between two skies, two infinite spaces filled with light. The boundaries between earth and heaven, between dreaming and waking, between self and cosmos, begin to dissolve. You are one with this peaceful moment, this perfect evening, this floating world where humans have learned to live in harmony with water and earth and sky. Fireflies begin to dance over the water, tiny sparks of gold light that blink on and off, creating a light show more magical than any human celebration. They move without pattern, yet somehow their dance seems choreographed by invisible intelligence, by the same wisdom that guides the planets in their courses, that brings rain in its season, that knows exactly when each flower should bloom. You watch their gentle dance, feeling your own consciousness becoming lighter, more luminous, more at peace. The sounds of evening settle around you. Night birds calling, water gently lapping, the distant sounds of families gathering for evening meals. These sounds are soft, comforting, like a lullaby sung by the voice of the earth itself. They speak of safety, of continuity, of the endless cycle of days and nights that have blessed this place since time began. You listen with your whole being, letting these peaceful sounds carry you deeper into tranquility. Your eyelids grow heavy, weighted with golden peace, with the deep satisfaction of a day well spent in this magical place. The floating gardens, the patient farmers, the wise grandmothers, the sacred ceremonies, all blend together in your memory like colours blending in the evening sky. You have been witness to an ancient wisdom, a way of life that honours both the practical needs of daily existence and the deeper longings of the human spirit. The evening star grows brighter, casting its silver light on the still water, creating a path of brightness that seems to lead directly to your peaceful perch atop the pyramid. You follow this path with your eyes, feeling it lead not outward but inward, to the quiet center of your own being, to the place where peace lives always, regardless of external circumstances. This inner peace, like the floating gardens, is something created through patient cultivation, through careful attention, through respect for the natural rhythms that govern all life. Your breathing slows, your heartbeat softens, your thoughts settle like sediment in still water. The evening breeze continues to caress your skin. The stars continue their ancient dance. The lake continues to mirror the sky. All around you, the floating world prepares for sleep, for dreams, for the gentle restoration that comes with night. You rest in this perfect moment, feeling completely safe, completely at peace, completely at home in this floating paradise. And as the first star reflects perfectly in the dark mirror of the lake, as the night-blooming flowers begin to open their petals, as the ancient wisdom of this place settles around you like the softest blanket, you drift like a flower petal on the gentle current, like a prayer rising with the copal smoke, like a star reflected in still water, into the deepest, most peaceful, most restorative sleep, surrounded by the eternal magic of the floating gardens, where earth and water, where dream and reality, where human wisdom and natural beauty dance together in perfect harmony, forever and always, in the timeless peace of Lake Texcoco's gentle embrace.